starts.
Hey, what's up guys? Your average wargamer is back with another video of World of Warships, and today I'm going to be reviewing a tier 9 premium destroyer. Well, that is actually, you can call it hybrid, since it has something pretty unique in the game like nothing else, and that is Halford. Now Halford is an American destroyer that has, well, a couple of things going for it. And well, the thing is that if I can show you, look at the attack aircraft. It literally have carrier rocket planes, and these are the Lexington, or you can call it even Saipan or midweight tiny tims that deal a lot of damage. Decent HP pool, good speed, and the rocket damage is also obviously 5,400. And obviously these rockets are in total of 8. So they load in 120 seconds, almost 2 minutes if I'm not wrong. And that's the unique thing about the Halford. It has speed boost and the smoke. These smokes are basically the American smokes that typically you will get in the Gimmick or the Fletcher class. That's how it is. Does have speed boost, does have torpedoes, but only five launcher. Like you can call it, you can send 5 torpedoes with 13.5 kilometer range. The guns, obviously there are only 4 guns with almost 3 seconds of reload time, so the gun TPM isn't very impressive, and the AP is obviously the typical of what American destroyers usually get. So what is the gimmick about this Halford? Well, I sent the torpedoes, you can clearly able to see. And the gimmick you will find out is basically it has a hybrid class destroyer characteristics. So now once your plane is ready, you can actually send it down to anything, and you can just use those attack aircraft to even spot for yourself, or maybe potentially a destroyer that might be pushing you here. And you will see what I'm talking about. So here I got spotted by Holland, and obviously Holland DPM wise or in every possible thing, like it's not easy to take on him, and it's a bad idea to take on the Holland. So what I did is I just smoked up, and well, what happened is unfortunately the Kearsarge somehow managed to get some decent hit on me, and I almost lost half my HP. So keep that in mind, it's not easy. So play it very carefully, since I'm using it in smoke. The planes and torpedoes can be a problem. But you can clearly see what happened here. In the smoke, I basically spot the Holland, and now the Holland is the Holland is spotted for some time. I can now shoot the Holland till my planes will spot him, and I'm able to freely damage farm him. So it's almost like a sort of a radar. And in this case, Holland does not have smoke, so you can call it like you get some sort of advantage with Halford. By the way, the Halford, obviously it's available for coal, and now it is available for public to like all the players right now, because it used to be for the cash or for the crates or even Santa crates. So just keep that in mind. You can now finally buy this ship. So it does also have only 10.2 kilometer firing range, so really not impressive, and the guns are very underwhelming, and all they are trading off, like even the torpedo launcher, it's trading off quite a bit. San Martin radar, by the way, that's why the Holland is spotted. The Halford is trading off basically so many things for this fighter plane, like these HE attack aircraft. And honestly, it's only 8 rockets that you're gonna throw on a ship. Sure, the gimmick is good, but it's sometimes not easy to deal, with the ships that have a lot of DPM like Holland, regardless of the spotting, because the gunpowder is pretty underwhelming, and that's what you can clearly able to see. Obviously, you can come and spot the ships, at will, and that's the huge advantage when you play Halford or something like that. But obviously, this is Goliath and Holland A, so you don't expect much planes to be surviving in this scenario, and you can clearly able to see that well, it's only one plane that is able to shoot the Goliath. Well, the best thing is you can send the rockets time to time to set fires, and if battleship or any cruiser or even destroyer damage cons, you can actually set fires with your HE shells. And this is what you should typically looking to play Halford in. Like in a situation, you have to do something like that. If you don't have spotting, You come up with a plane, try to spot the destroyer, just like I did with the Holland, try to get that advantage. Like, that's how usually you should play Halford. And obviously you will find out how I will be able to farm these battleships that are pushing 9, 10, 9. So Shikishima and Kearsarge, they are pushing, and that will help me to showcase you that it has something interesting. You know, Shikishima is pushing, and you can try to, you know, smoke up and try to farm these guys and spot them at the same time with your planes. So there's that. Well, there's the Kearsarge using his rockets, another hybrid battleship, and he did some damage, obviously 1 rocket. But Kearsarge is definitely very, very strong with his planes. As you can able to see, the firing range is pretty pitiful, like only 10.2 or 4 kilometer range, so it's nothing impressive. But well, I smoked up and started to farm the Shikishima. And Shikishima obviously trying to kite away, and as long as I have Shikishima in my firing range, I will keep using the guns, and then I will maybe try to come up with the rocket planes to maybe set a couple of fire or deal some more damage. In this case, the Shikishima basically run out of my firing range, and I saw that there is Kearsarge that I can take on, and that's a bit of a advantage when you are trying to do that. But you can clearly see that Kearsarge still have decent AA, so my 4 planes, well, they didn't do anything. Like 9,450 damage, sure. So a couple of damage you can absolutely get from these carrier planes, and that's what is sort of the gimmick and advantage. But you know, if you ask me, or if you ask my opinion, I think it is trading off too much. Sure, the carrier spotting, the carrier potential of dealing some damage like that is ridiculous, and you're putting that on a destroyer. Like, that seems pretty absurd. But the trade-off for the guns, like these guns are basically having a DPM level of tier 8 destroyer, the Benson. It's that bad. Benson, you can say like it is trading off for sure. And obviously the torpedo set, it's also missing. Like in a Fletcher, you get 2 sets, which is 10, a total of 10, and that basically, you know, helps quite a lot. If you talk about the AA of Halford, well, it is pretty bad. So don't think of shooting down planes. You know, it's not gonna work. The Halford AA is pretty average, and you will definitely going to suffer from carriers from time to time. But in this case, you can be able to see I just using the smoke as efficiently as possible. And now I am leaving this flank since Shikishima left the sea totally. So at this point, we still have 2 destroyers. They have no destroyers left, which is a huge advantage. And obviously, if I'm trying to go for the other flank, I can just come up and drop the rockets time to time, since, well, your ship is moving, and at the same time I can do some damage with it because my planes are ready. So at this in this case, well, the Drake, well, it does not have enough AA that he shot down my planes, and I still did like 7,200 damage. Also set fire, and well, he died by Saipan torpedo plane. So okay, but you can clearly see from time to time you can do some damage from here, from there, from the carrier rockets. I mean, these are tiny teams, they are good, you know, in setting fires as well. But again, the trade-off, torpedo, like 1 set of torpedo tube is, it's kind of underwhelming, even though it has better range. I mean, at least it has better range. From 10.5, it has now up to like 13.5. The damage is okay, 19,000, sure. The torpedo speed is good because of my build. It's pretty okay, but again, same thing. It's gonna be a more of a struggle than you know, able to have more carrier potential, in my opinion. So the damage output of the guns feels very underwhelming. Once you are trying to take on the destroyers, it's gonna be very rough. It is gonna be very rough because the DPM is super underwhelming, at least in this case. So yeah, it's not gonna win any contest in that regard. But again, the rockets, these are something if you like carrier gameplay and if you like it in our destroyer, sure, you can use these rockets again from time to time, just like I'm doing this here. So yeah, I launched my planes, and I saw that there is Shikishima that I can go and try to take on. Maybe set fire. Till I come closer to the Shikishima, I'm gonna use these planes to my advantage and maybe set a couple of fires, maybe even get some damage. And this is what I'm going to look or do something about. In this case, well, Shikishima set fire by Monty. He's shooting HE, okay. I was expecting that Shikishima might DCP that, but I think he didn't. So, well, I just saved my full boost, and that's what you should absolutely do. Save the full boost and try to go against tier 10, battleships, because obviously the A is definitely going to be felt strong. But again, look at that. 5 penetration, 8,900 damage. These tiny teams still have a good punch. Trying to drop torpedoes if the Shikishima try to kite away, but I think he might not. So I'm keep farming the Shikishima behind the island, because that's one of the advantages when you use the islands, obviously. And trying to do something for my team. Here you can clearly see the Shikishima is trying to basically go towards the Montana, and well, I'm doing some damage with my HE, and yeah, that's basically gonna happen for a bit of a time here, because that Shikishima is gonna be resilient. I think now he damage control. I saw by using the M button, like the map button, which basically gives me that camera setup or a way that I can able to see the Shikishima, the whole ship hull. So I saw the heat damage gone. So the Shikishima is basically pushing to the Montana, and well, my trop's gonna be ready in 20 seconds, and my plane's also gonna be ready in a couple of seconds. But here you can also able to see, okay, I think the reload time of the torpedo bombers is definitely good, but 5 torpedoes feels pretty underwhelming. I don't see that it's a viable option. I mean, you can do some damage with these planes from time to time, sure, but you can clearly see that I'm not a fan. Sure, Kearsarge has 15 rockets, by the way, and it has 8 rockets, so it's basically half of the potential. But again, 8,900 damage, not bad. 83,000 damage, also not bad, but still could be a lot better. I mean, as a carrier player, I would say it's kind of weird, in my opinion. I would have loved to see the gun DPM would be slightly better. Would have been like a bit better to have 2.5 seconds of base reload time, so that you can actually have a bit of a chance against destroyers. But well, that possibly didn't happen to be the case. It does have not that good DPM of HE. Trying to farm the Shikishima and quickly realized that my gun DPM is just not enough to just easily farm the Shikishima, and I think he damage control this fire, which basically means it's gonna take a bit of a time to basically kill him. And in this case, I just started to use AP because, well, he's broadsiding. I know that I don't need fires, I just need to kill the Shikishima. And well, the most surprising thing is, well, Montana died from Shikishima. Oh my goodness. The Shikishima is very low HP, that Montana was high, but yeah, well, you can clearly see this happens really all the time. And obviously, as with typical of all random games, this is unfortunately going to be a loss. Tried whatever I possibly able to. Look at that. Okay, 74.1 seconds of reload time, which is okay, sure, good. I actually, gonna try my best to win this one, but Brindisi, you can clearly see it's pushing a San Martin, and if you push the San Martin in a cruiser, well, it's not gonna be easy, especially Brindisi. It can't do much. San Martin can heal back so much, and even with AP can able to kill that cruiser, and he did exactly that. And now what happened is basically the Saipan and me in Halford is remaining, and well, he's playing Saipan, and he did not really taken care of the Saipan planes. The restoration time of Saipan is terrible, and he basically got deplaned by now. So I am left with basically nothing. Like, I know that San Martin's gonna go into the B cap, and I won't be able to get the cap no matter what. I was looking to get the Hornet with the fighters, these rockets, sorry, and that's what I exactly did. I mean, That's also one of the strengths, you can call it, to go and strike the carrier, sure. But if you can able to look at the Hornet planes, these are those really terrifying bombers. Actually terrifying bombers, because they can do a lot of damage to destroyers. And unfortunately what would happen is basically Hornet actually able to spot me. I was not expecting that he might be able to spot me. I was having my AA turned off, but obviously carriers are really strong in doing that. So he actually able to spot me in a very unfortunate way. And since I have turned off my AA, well, what happened is basically I just smoke up. I was not looking to take a lot of damage right now. I was thinking of getting into the B cap, but now that happened to be too late. I also know that the San Martin probably going to have a raid already, so there's a whole lot of stuff that I have to do something about. And well, he's just doing what he should be doing. Like, he's not thinking of Saipan right now, and he's just basically trying to just hover the planes over me, because these are ridiculously tanky dive bombers. I mean, these are tactical squadron of the Hornets, so they won't be getting shot down. And you can clearly able to see the A output is just pretty garbage. So yeah, Hornet, well, these bombs, you can't able to do anything. You can dodge them, even though you speed juke them. Look at that, did like almost 5,000 damage. So poor me can't do anything. If I push into the B cap, I will eventually die, because that San Martin will definitely going to kill me. So I cannot able to get the cap. The Saipan is basically deplaned at this point. So all in all, you can clearly see that Halford is an interesting destroyer, but is it worth it for coal? And I would say it's really not. I'd say I don't know. If you like carrier playstyle, sure. I mean, carrier playstyle is not, is something that you will get in this ship. I mean, in a destroyer, you are getting something like that is definitely very unique. In the unique point of view, I think that is definitely interesting. You can able to see from time to time I'm doing some good damage with these planes, but again, the carry potential with the gunpowder and torpedoes is so underwhelming that yeah, it felt still not really good. And obviously that San Martin will eventually going to kill me. And my conclusion for the Halford is that I don't really like Halford. It is an interesting destroyer, sometimes fun from time to time, but again, yeah, I mean, if you want to think about winning games, if you're looking to thinking about the winning games, I think the Halford is not that ship. You can surely try to rocket destroyers, but that will not going to be working in this squadron type, because these tiny teams are not gonna be easy to land on DDs. So that's also the thing. So I would say it's a slightly above average, but again, for me, that's about it. So sure, if you have coal to use, you can buy Halford. It's an interesting ship for sure, but other than that, I would not recommend you to buy. At least there are a lot of other destroyers like Marceau. Marceau is ridiculously strong. Even that Dutch destroyer that is tier 10, that's also really good. Trump, I'm talking about. So that's also not bad. That's also pretty good. At least it has a lot much more potential, carry potential. But Halford, not really. At least if they don't buff the Halford, maybe increase the amount of rockets, because 8 rockets are still pretty underwhelming in my opinion. So there's exactly that. So the game is about to end, but yeah, not gonna recommend you in any possible way to get this ship. So it's a defeat, unfortunately. Some good credits, obviously. If you farm credits from tier 9 premium ships, you know that they are always good credit earners. 104k damage, not too shabby, but still 31 rocket hits, like all of them are penetrations, which is pretty impressive, I would say. 31 penetrations. Some shells, obviously I threw shells on many ships out there, so well, it's a loss. But team score wise, well, fortunately I was on top. did damage to a couple of ships, and I mean, I'm talking about tier 10 ships here. San Martin and obviously the Shikishima, that division was a good division, and they basically carried a whole lot. So yeah, that's about it. So I will go and try to showcase you the captain build, what I did with the Halford, and yeah, then I will come up to the conclusion, the main conclusion after that. So as you can able to see, well, this is Halford. Survivability is pretty okay. I would say 20,250. It's pretty okay for a destroyer like that. It's obviously, I'm fine with this. Obviously, it comes up with attack aircraft squad. So 4 planes that has 8 rockets in payload, which is pretty good. You have seen that in game. The guns, obviously only 4 guns, short range and 3 seconds of reload time. So there's exactly that. Depth charges are high damaging, and I mean, if you use them against submarines, if you have a chance, sure, they can give you better value. But well, if you want to build this ship, by the way, AA defense, pretty bad. Don't even think about looking at AA defense. Maneuverability is not bad, like 40 knots of speed with without even speed boost. So there's exactly that. Concealment is, yeah, I think I would really hope that they buff the concealment to around 5.9 or 5.8. But yeah, the concealment is also pretty bad. So this is basically a Halford. If I can show you the equipment, you basically build it with torpedo, thing in mind. Like you build it for torpedo damage and torpedo reload time. Concealment, so if you do it, torpedo tubes mod 2, concealment system mod 1, propulsion system mod 1 for better speed during duration, like within short amount of time. Torpedo tubes mod 1, increasing the torpedo speed. Engine room protection, or you can also use engine boost modification if you want to increase the duration of engine boost, as well as you have main armaments mod 1. So this is Halford. I only put the 2 flags. You can put these flags as well if you really wanted to, but yeah, totally up to you. Pretty okay ship, but it's nothing ridiculously special. It's just a hybrid destroyer, which is a bit underwhelming with its guns and torpedo power, but hey, at least it's a unique ship, or you can call it's a first hybrid destroyer. So there's that. I have put the Halsey captain because, well, if you get Confederate, your torpedo, yeah, even aircraft preparation time would be improved as well. Yeah, that's really interesting, right? So if you have that thing, well, it helps a lot with your reload time. It's a really good skill. Like if you get Confederate, the value that you can get from this captain, well, it's amazing, I would say. Then obviously, well, I have used incoming fire alert. This is my build, and this is like these triangles that you are looking at. These are basically recommended by the game itself, or you can call it wargaming. So, but I would build like this: last stand, incoming fire alert, survivability expert, superintendent, concealment, adrenaline rush, swift fish, and main battery and air specialist. This captain is really good that I can put it on Kid, I can put it on Sherman. It works well in basically all departments. That's why I have this generalist captain build. But if you desire, you can absolutely tinker up with the basically even using swift and silence if you like that sort of play style where you increase the speed with a bad reload time. But I mean, in the case of Halford, it does not really matter. The guns are pretty underwhelming, so using this is not bad. But overall, this is pretty okay captain build. You can use it, and Halsey is definitely recommended on Halford if you have one. So I hope you like each and everything, the aspects that I talked about Halford. It's a okay ship, but I don't like it. It's not gonna be changing any meta or something. Obviously, if someone come up with 3 Halfords, it's gonna be pretty hilarious, but sure. It does have carrier gimmick with spotting and all that stuff, but carrier rework is coming, or at least spotting rework is coming, so it might impact Halford as well. We will find out soon. So thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed my channel, I would recommend you to subscribe my channel if you have not, and I will catch you into the next video. Peace out.